making it look easy. Makes the pass and now closes into it. The two-car in trouble. Kyle Busch spins off turn 4 while running in the second spot. Just got up too high off of turn number 4, and Kyle Busch will spin that Toyota to the infield grass on the front straightaway.
We continue under the green flag with Matt Kenseth, the new leader in the Hollywood Casino 400. Clint Boyer, Greg Biffle, Jeff Gordon, and Paul
Trouble on
Menard.
turn number 4. Jimmy Johnson breaks loose, tags the outside wall off of turn number 4. Other cars behind him have to dive high to the outside lane and take evasive action to the inside, but Jimmy Johnson just getting too high off of turn number 4. The Lowe's Chevrolet breaks loose. Solo spin off the corner. They are side by side just ahead of Ryan Newman, Regan Smith, and Marcus Ambrose.
Well, trouble behind them now as Bobby Labonte's in the outside retaining wall.
Sideways is Bobby Labonte. Hard contact going into turn number 3. Again, the car broke loose. Not sure if he had any help, but a lot of damage to the rear of that car as he tries to right it now off of turn number 4. Solo car incident here in turn number 4 for the Kingsford Charcoal Toyota.
Trouble turn number 2. Danica Patrick gets into the back of Landon Castle. Both cars spin. A couple of machines take evasive action. Patrick slides up the track, slams into the outside wall. Driver's side first. A two-car incident. Danica Patrick and Landon Castle. So it's Tony Stewart, then Kane, then Regan Smith. Tony sideways. He spins on the back straightaway. Tony Stewart down onto the apron, locks up the wheels, trying to keep it out of the inside wall, and he'll succeed. A long, smoky slide for Tony Stewart off turn 2.
What a save for Tony Stewart, doing the slide for life down the back straightaway. That will put us under Service Master Clean Caution number 9 when Tony Stewart, the reigning NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champion, has a problem off turn 2.
He bypasses Denny Hamlin. Hamlin is still the meat in a 3-wide sandwich. He plummets out of the top 5 as Martin leads.
Shuffled back to the 6th spot is Denny Hamlin, and he may not be done losing positions yet. Greg Biffle goes to the inside. Casey Kane, and now there's trouble. Marcus Ambrose gets together with Trevor Baynes. Both cars spin up and into the outside wall in turn 3.
And we see the Service Master Clean Caution out once again in turn 3, Kyle.
Looked like Trevor Baynes was to the inside of Marcus Ambrose. They were side by side going into turn number 3. Baynes snapped loose on the bottom side of the racetrack as he spun. Ambrose had nowhere to go. Baynes slid up into Ambrose. Both cars went spinning into the outside retaining wall.
So Service Master Clean Caution number 10 flies over the Hollywood Casino 400.
Green is out. Kenseth is pushing Mark Martin up on the high side of the banking into turn 1.
And for once, it's only 2x2 competition into turn 1. Martin on the outside by a nose, but back comes Eric Almirola. He bobbles and he's gone. Around goes Almirola at the exit of 2. Snaps it around, gets it right back, pointed in the right direction, and he'll continue.
And the leaders come to turn number 3. It's Mark Martin by 5 car lengths over Matt Kenseth. Good battle for third between Greg Biffle, Paul Menard, and Clint Boyer.
What a save by Eric Almirola on the low side of the racetrack off turn 2. The back end just snapped around. We soldier on under green with Mark Martin, the man in command.
Second spot belongs to Matt Kenseth. Greg Biffle third, then side by side for fourth. Clint Boyer now to the low line on Paul Menard.
Had a look to the inside off of turn number 2, but had to fall back in the line. Now regains that groove to the inside of the racetrack. Does Clint Boyer as Menard slides way up high in turn number 3. Give the 4th spot to Clint Boyer.
Clint Boyer slides through in the inside lane, and the lane is left open once again for Denny Hamlin. He pulls up alongside Paul Menard and will challenge there in turn 1.
Menard stuck in that outside lane now, trying to make the best of it. Not doing a bad job either, as he has got about a half a car length on Denny Hamlin. He'll actually hold him off at the exit of 2.
Hanging on to that 5th spot is Paul Menard. Denny Hamlin, though, is right there within a car length, as is Casey Kane and Regan Smith. Everybody gets single file at the front half of the field, but well behind the race leader, Mark Martin.
Yeah, Mark Martin has scampered away by about a
Trouble
second.
off turn 4. Greg Biffle breaks loose, gets into the outside wall, and spins to the front straightaway.
Service Master Clean Caution out yet again. That's the 11th time today involving one of the chase contenders, Greg Biffle.
Slid up high off of turn number 4. Joe just caught the outside wall, and it looked like as he tried to get it off the wall, the car snapped loose and spun to the infield grass. Luckily, nobody else collected. Ryan Newman had a look to the inside and out, but fell back in the line just in front of Brad Keselowski. Now Kyle Busch breaks loose again in turn 4. Pounds the outside wall as they continue to spin and crash on the front straightaway.
Ryan tagged him down, and he spun down across the grass. Kyle hits the wall up in turn number 4. Everybody scatters, and the Service Master Clean Caution. Kyle is out again.
And for the second time today, it's Kyle Busch in that M&M's Toyota breaking loose in turn number 4. Not sure if he had help or not, but the contact much heavier this time than from his prior spin here at the start of this race. A lot of damage to the back end of that Toyota.
So the Service Master Clean caution flag flies yet again. Not a good weekend for Kyle Busch yesterday. Running out of gas on the last turn of the nationwide race while leading. And now, for the second time, taking a wild ride off turn number 4. This one a bit worse for wear. He and Ryan Newman making contact. Both drivers with damage. An update from the garage. And others having damage as well on their cars as we continue under the caution here in Kansas.
Trouble up in turn number 4. A big hit for Eric Almirola. Had a tire go down. Shot up into the outside wall. A flash fire for a moment as that car comes to a stop off turn 4.
His third crash today, our 13th Service Master Clean caution. Back to Kyle.
We heard the pop just prior to the hit here in turn number 4 as the car sailed up the racetrack in the Farmland Ford. A heavy impact up here. A lot of right side damage. Now fluid beginning to come from underneath the race car and spilled down the racetrack off of turn number 4. Thankfully, it looks like he is able to climb out okay. The only car involved in this incident here in turn number 4.
They have beat that car to death today. 2 prior crashes for Eric Almirola, and still he's the man who's led the most laps so far today, a total of 69. But this one is going to end his day, and he looks like he's a little sore as a result of the crash. He's climbed out of the race car and is just stooping down there waiting for the emergency personnel to come take care of Eric Almirola. So, again, Service Master Clean caution coming out lap 214 at Kansas Speedway.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been cleared.
Trouble turn 2. Sam Hornish Jr. up the outside and into the outside retaining wall. Flat right front tire on the Shell Pennzoil Dodge puts Sam Hornish in the fence in turn 2.
Service Master Clean caution flag out yet again. Sam Hornish Jr. having a problem. The 14th Service Master Clean caution of this race here this afternoon. Joe's about to say Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been cleared for a return next week at Martinsville. It's up to the team's choice whether or not they want to test him or not, but we do anticipate him being back in the number 88 car. So that leaves the question, well, what happens to Regan Smith? Looks like he's headed for the NASCAR Nationwide Series next year, perhaps maybe as a driver for Junior Motorsports. Penn has not been put to paper. Contracts have not been extended, but that's the scuttlebutt around the garage that looks like Regan has found a home in the NASCAR Nationwide Series for 2013. He's got some scuff marks on the right side of that car after that contact at lap 173 with 4 laps to go.
Those are just character lines now for Matt Kenseth. That car's got all the speed it needs to bring him home with 4 to go. Kenseth headed for 3 one more time.
Certainly not slowing him down any as he continues to pull away from Martin Truex Jr. Matt Kenseth pins that forward right to the bottom of the racetrack, all by himself off of turn 4.
Here comes Matt Kenseth working off turn 4. 3 to go as they come back down to the line. He's let up on it a little bit, 1.8 seconds now. Back to Martin Truex Jr.
Truex still giving it everything he's got. He went all the way to the grass on the front shoe, trying to shave a little length off every single lap, but he's going to need a miracle now. The battle is shaping up for third. Casey Kane has caught Paul Menard.
And now gets slowed by a lap car, does Casey Kane and David Gilliland off of turn number 2, but a couple of car lengths separate those 2 cars. Menard has the spot. Kane wants it. Kane goes a little bit higher off of turn 4.
Yeah, Kane's going to go to the outside of the racetrack. He had to really check up. He almost collected Menard and turned him off turn 2. He'll back away, choose a different line. Leaders are in 1 with 2 to go.
Matt Kenseth all by himself. Couple of lap cars ahead. The Timmy Hill machine and Jeff Burton as well, but Kenseth has got all kinds of room to work with.
And at this pace, he may not catch them with just a lap and a half to run. Kenseth by himself on the racetrack, some 12 to 13 car lengths back to Martin Truex Jr. in second.
Here comes Matt Kenseth off turn number 4. Couple of slower cars directly ahead, but it doesn't matter. He has a huge lead, and the white flag is waving over the Hollywood Casino 400.
On a rough and tumble afternoon in Kansas, Matt Kenseth has had a couple of dings and dents along the way, but when it came down to crunch time, he had the best car. Kenseth off turn 2 for the final time.
Brings the Zest Ford down the back straightaway. Plenty of clearance between himself and Martin Truex Jr. The lap cars move high. Mark Martin is out of fuel, but Matt Kenseth off of turn number 4 for the final time out front.
Checkered flag in the air. Matt Kenseth comes to the start-finish line. He finally wins at Kansas Speedway. It will be Roush Fenway Racing's 4th win here at Kansas as the leaders continue to cross the start-finish line. Martin Truex Jr. will finish in 2nd. Paul Menard in 3rd. You had Casey Kane coming across the line in 4th. And Tony Stewart, after all of his challenges today, he will finish in the 5th position. Let's go to pit road.
Well, high fives all around. Matt Kenseth goes to victory lane. Crew Chief Jimmy Fenning congratulating the Roush Fenway Racing crew. They slapped the wall on lap 173. They did not waver from their plan. They came in, got the race car righted, and sent him back on his way. And for the second time in 3 weeks, Matt Kenseth will pay a visit to Gatorade Victory Lane.
Window net is down and the fist pumping out of that window. Matt Kenseth gets his 3rd win of 2012. We will talk to him in Gatorade Victory Lane as he takes a wild slide across the infield grass, celebrating Kansas win number 1.